Hey guys, I'm gonna make a video right here about trusty Leatherman charged TTI multi-tool. They are highly useful. There's a ton of different things on them. As you can see right here, there's pretty good wire cutters right there. Good little tool in here for stripping. A little bite on there. If you can see that right there, it's got some nice little filing grooves on there. I don't really use that part really, but I have used the piss out of these wire cutters. They are some of the best. Honestly, they are the best wire cutters I've ever had. I've never found better wire cutters than these. I've used it for cutting TIG welds. You know, I mean, when you're I'm sorry, not TIG. Brain fart. Fuck. MIG weld, when you're welding MIG, you know, you mess up every once in a while. You got to clip the thing, and that really abuses the piss out of up in here. But these things, man, these things are so hard, they just take it. Guitar strings too, those are some of the best ones ever for doing guitars. If you're into guitars, if you like changing strings a lot, well, you have to. Some of the tools on here, I'm going to start from the inside tools. There's some little scissors. I don't really use these too much, but they're not bad. I mean, if you got to use them in a pinch, you got them. I don't know, I don't use the scissors too much, to be honest. There is also glasses screwdriver. As you can see, I'm blind as a freaking bat, so I use them quite frequently. I used to use them once a week till I changed glasses. These are very handy. I've never found anything else that has a glasses screwdriver on it. Very useful, at least for me. Shit, let's see if I can get this part out. This, just a little pry bar, and you can use that in screwdriver. Ton of different uses on there. Pretty useful. I don't pull this out very often, so kind of sticks. I've had a couple of these multi-tools, and I had one, had it in a book bag, got stolen. I had to go out and buy another one. They are just that damn good. But this one seems to stick a little bit more than the last one that I had. If you can see that right up in there, they need a very special kind of tool. It's not a standard like Allen wrench or something. There's a little rod that sticks out in the very center, so you have to have a very specialized tool to unscrew that, loosen it up or whatnot. Oil helps. Oil helps a lot. I mean, just anything like Hoppy's number 9, you know, any of the lube oil if you got guns. WD-40 works. Shit, even 3-in-1 works. 3-in-1's pretty good for that. 2 and 3-in-1's probably the cheapest of the three. There is also a screwdriver set. I have the bits over here. I have a ton of different bits for this thing. I really usually only have these when I'm on the go. I don't take these out very often, but they're very useful. There's a ton of different things. I mean, really, if you got to use them, I mean, if you're on the job site a lot, construction work, you know, anything where you need a lot of screws and nails and stuff like that, it's pretty good. Really good quality size. I mean, this is just a standard one. I mean, this works for most things, just this bit in here. And then there's a decent can opener right there. I've never actually used the can opener. Never had to. I don't know. But I mean, it looks pretty good. It works pretty fine. Right here you can see there's a little clip. Got a little belt pocket one. There's also one where you can put it on a lanyard ring, which I honestly prefer, but I lost that very easily. And then on the outside there is a couple different tools. There's a serrated knife with a gut hook on there. As you can see, I use that gut hook a lot. It's kind of a pain to sharpen if you don't have the right tool, but if you have one of those diamond coated rods, it comes down to a taper. Those are generally pretty good. I can't find it around here. But serrations too. Serrations are real nice and sharp. really good, tough shit. I mean, I take this thing camping. I mean, this thing's a really, really good. If you're into outdoor hiking, I would suggest this for a good survival knife. There's also a wood saw. I've used this wood saw quite a bit. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's so small. It's kind of impractical just based on the size of how small it is. You really got to saw like hell to get anything done. But you know what? A saw is a small saw. You know, that's better than nothing. I'd rather have that than have nothing. There's also a pretty nice diamond file right here. This is good for like fingernail. You know, if you're one of those people that's obsessive about their fingernails or whatever, you can saw on that. There's another good file over here. See if the camera can pick that up. It's not really picking that up, but that's a nice, decent size file. I use that occasionally. It's not too bad. And right here's my favorite part: the knife, just the straight plain edge. If you can see on here, camera's not really picking it up. It's S30V. They have it inlaid right over here. Lighting issue, I got a basement room so you can't really kind of see that shit. S30V, if anyone has ever wondered about this, honestly, this is some of the best shit out there. I have a bunch of hand-forged knives. I have over 7, and this is honestly the only knife that honestly can hold up to anything that I have that's ever come out of a factory. I've never found anything close to as good as this. And now, with that being said, it is a whore to sharpen. Don't ever let this knife get dull. When you get this from the factory, it comes razor sharp. You could literally, you know, shave yourself with it. Actually, I did shave a little bit right there. Don't do that. That's kind of bad, but you can do that. It is very, very sharp. I mean, it's literally just hack my beard off right now. Don't let it get dull though, because it's really hard to get it back to sharpen. S30V was the only steel specifically designed for knives and blades. It has a very high vanadium content in there. Vanadium is on the basic periodic table of elements. It's its own element. It's actually the best iron carbide former out of all the different alloying elements. It's the best element to put into iron outside of carbon, because without carbon it's iron. Carbon's what makes steel hard, but vanadium is the hardest iron carbide former. It also thins out the grain of the pattern. It doesn't make it coarse. It makes it very small and tight, and helps with uniformness as well. It has a very high silicone content. Now, a lot of people don't know what silicone does. If you look online, most places they just tell you that it adds to hardness in the forge. If you're into blacksmithing like me, it's hard as hell. You know, you pound on it and you just go nowhere. But it also adds to toughness as well. It makes it real tough. Obviously, if it's going to be hard in the forge, it's going to be nice and tough at room temperature. This is a stainless steel as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. It's got, I believe, 14% chromium by weight, which isn't bad. I mean, some people bitch about stainless or whatever. It is what it is. This one isn't too bad. It's got just enough, you know, to make it to where it doesn't rust. I've never ever had a rusting issue with this. This blade has got a nice little bevel to it as well, so it cuts pretty well. It also is it has I can't remember any of the other elements, but it's specifically designed for hardness and toughness. It is one of the toughest steels for its hardness. It has a very high wear resistance on the steel. If you don't know what wear resistance is different than just hardness. You can have a knife at a Rockwell 51 with a poor alloy that will wear away quicker, or I should say erode quicker than a very strong or high alloy, like tool steel almost. the more elements you put in there, the different added effects that you can do. One of the things with this, that being said, it is kind of a pain to sharpen, but for how hard it is very, very tough. That added benefit, you can actually, if you want, you can take the edge and lower the angle from the standard 22 down to like a 17, and it'll still have as good of effective toughness as a standard like 1095 or a basic carbon steel. That is the added element, or I shouldn't say element, added effect of this kind of steel, the S30V. The S30V is very hard, it's very tough. At a Rockwell of 59 is its perfect balance. 59 in general for a knife is the best hardness. It's not so hard that it's overly brittle and you can't sharpen it and it'll crack, but it's not so soft that it just flat out won't hold an edge. That's just kind of like the perfect balance range for it. But this is a very, very good steel. Very expensive steel too. If you look online for S30V, most knives are about $100, $100-$200. Sometimes that's about what this one ranges. And as you can see, there are titanium grips on the handle. I kind of question if these are titanium. It looks like titanium. I've seen titanium before, but MIG splatter, if you're into welding, MIG splatter will stick to it. As you can see, there's some right there. I haven't gotten it off just because it adds a little texture in there. It makes it harder to slip in your hands. I kind of like it, to be honest. I don't care what anyone says. But it's a very good knife. Good pliers. I mean, for the plier-based knives, this is honestly some of the best pair of pliers I own. I mean, this is just as good as a standard pair without all the junk on it. And you know, some people say, you got so much stuff on there, what the hell can you use it for? You know what? I don't care. It's nice to have that on there if you ever do need it, but whatever. Most of those people that are talking about that, you know, they don't really understand the stuff about them. It's got the nice little Leatherman logo in there on both sides. The Charge model this one is. I don't know if I said that already. I think I did. Very nice. You know, they say it's lightweight. The titanium helps with the lightweightness. You know what? I don't really care. I don't think it adds lightness to it because this is kind of heavy. This does have a nice heft in your hand. But the titanium, it has a nice look. It has a nice feel. It doesn't rust, it doesn't corrode, feels good in the hands. They have the sculpted sections in there. That's pretty cool too. It is a little uncomfortable for heavy duty use, you know, like they say heavy duty use. This isn't the knife you want to have for whittling wood. Not that it won't hold an edge or that, it's just, you can see the blade right there at the other end, they just kind of stick out. And that kind of just digs into your hand. So it's not the most comfortable knife for heavy duty wood whittling and all day use, but you know, for a quick, you know, whip out, snip it here, there, do whatever, this is absolutely perfect. It holds a very good edge. Like I said, this is the only thing I've ever found that can even hold a candle to any hand forged steels that I have. But there you go. That's my review. It's $100. I highly recommend it. It's, you know, it's worth every bit of penny. I keep it on me most of the time. Pretty good shit. I love it.